long. Hi. Hope you're well, hope you're well, hope you're well. Hope you're swell. Hope you're wavy, hope you're wavy, hope you're gravy. Hope you're gravy. I make music. I'm doing a song a day challenge with the goals to drop a song a day until the end of the year. The goal is to drop a song a day until the end of the year. I drop 7 songs every Friday. Every Friday, 7 songs. So link in description if you want to check that out. Link in description if you want to check that out. Yeah, so I was thinking about something. I was watching this video where these two atheists were talking about how the new atheist movement kind of made a huge miscalculation by working hard to dismantle this idea of God in society, right? Because they were like, oh, now look, society's falling apart. And my whole thing is, so their stance is that someone said they liked this trigger, so let me do this. Try to do this. Their stance is that religion is useful even if it isn't true. So the narratives give us something to believe in. They orient society in a moral, productive direction. Okay, so my thing is this idea of religion being useful but not true is so silly to me. Number one, it's incoherent because the truth cannot be undergirded by a lie. Number one. So this idea that we have these meta-narratives that guide us and orient us in the direction of what's true and good, it's incoherent if the underlying message of the meta-narrative isn't true. So if there isn't a God, really, if there isn't a true arbiter of good and evil who has made everything, made these concepts, in some cases is these concepts. Jesus calls himself the truth. He says, I am the truth. He's not saying what I'm saying is true. He's saying, I am the truth. If all of that is just a story and it's not real, then everything else is not real. So everything it's pointing towards is not real. If these are stories about the concepts of good and evil and the importance of virtue and hard work and overcoming challenges and resilience and the importance of humanity and the value of human life and so on and so forth, if all that is just a narrative within this meaningless universe, there's no God. So we came from nothing, we're headed towards nothing. The sun is going to explode and eat everything. Everything you do within this little space between two oblivions is ultimately meaningless. So whatever story that gets cooked up within that space is also meaningless. This idea that you can somehow extrapolate meaning from meaninglessness is so absurd to me. There is no good and evil. If I was an atheist, I want to play the role of an atheist for a little bit. If I was an atheist, I would take the stance of, why do we limit ourselves with this concept, this stupid concept of morality? There is no morality. We don't see this in the animal kingdom. We're the only animals that subscribe to this model. And it's holding us back because the earth is overpopulated. That's a claim they make. There's 8 billion people. There's way too many people. We need to start getting rid of people. And I see no reason why we shouldn't just outright just be honest about our intentions and get rid of people. It's always been survival of the fittest. You know, with lions will kill cubs within their own pride. If they're disabled and they're slowing down the pride, they'll either kill them or just abandon them. Just leave them to fend for themselves, and they'll likely die as a result. And the lions will also kill the cubs of other prides because they represent competition. They don't want to compete for resources. When they're hunting, they want to hunt freely. They don't want to compete with other prides. So what they'll do is they'll kill the cubs of other prides so that they don't have to compete for resources. There's no right or wrong about that in the animal kingdom. It's just strong versus weak. So why do we limit ourselves with these stupid concepts of good and evil? There is no such thing. It's just strength and weakness. That's all it is. Might makes right. As long as you have the power to do something, you should do it. Why should someone stop you? What argument can they make against you? It doesn't matter, because as long as you have the power, all arguments are rendered moot. They're meaningless. Polar bears will eat their own children if they're hungry enough. Pigs do the same thing. Rape is common in the animal kingdom. So guys, as an atheist, I'd just be like, why don't we just start getting rid of people? Straight up, and just being like, if you're weak, you're going to die. They're going to kill you. You're holding back humanity. Look at all these poor people. Look at all these stupid people. Yada, yada, yada. Let's get rid of them. And how about we cultivate the perfect human race? On some Hitler vibes. If someone could take these words out of context. But yeah. I mean, even if it doesn't work, whatever, it's like, so what? I want to try it. I want to try, see if I can be the one to make it work. Other people have tried before me, they've failed. I might be the one that gets it right. Let me try. No, but it's evil. It's not evil. We've established that evil does not exist. Damn it. What are you talking about? Hold on. The camera wasn't recording, and I knew it wasn't recording, and I was still talking. Anyway. What are they even saying? Imagine having an entire... What a waste, right? I had this dialogue. This monologue, rather. And the camera wasn't... And I knew it wasn't recording. I knew this thing was not recording. The camera's in front. I'm still talking. I talk to myself all the time, guys. All the time. I'm very used to that. Anyway. We've established that evil doesn't exist. We live in a material universe where everything can be broken down into matter. Everything can be broken down, can only be broken down into atoms. Good and evil cannot exist. It's not a physical property. These are not physical properties. These are concepts that exist outside of the realm of physics and chemistry. So I don't want to hear it, good and evil. There's no such thing. If I was an atheist that genuinely thought this way, the sort of things, guys, I'd be doing if I thought I could get away with them, oh my god. And why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I? I'm going to die one day, and everything I ever did would be meaningless. There'll be no record of it. It'll be done. Like, I'll be nothing. I'll be nothing. All my sins will fall to oblivion. Sins. It's not even. It's like nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing in the grand scheme of things. It's nothing. So why would I care? And there are people that think that way, by the way. There are plenty of people that think that way, who do terrible, terrible things because they believe there's no consequence, and they believe existence is ultimately meaningless. So whether they do good or do evil, it doesn't mean anything because these aren't real concepts. That's what they believe. And it's like, at least they're being logically consistent. It baffles me when atheists love to borrow from a Christian worldview, from a religious worldview, saying, you can't do that, that's evil, that's wrong. Says who? Who the fuck says it's wrong? And why should that person be listened to? Why are they right and I'm wrong? Why? In my worldview, it's not actually my worldview. I have to keep disclaiming this. I'm role playing, guys. I'm playing the role of an atheist. In my worldview, I'm right and you're wrong. So who's actually right? Who's actually wrong? And the answer is no one, because there's no meaning. For there to be a concept of right and wrong, there has to be meaning. These words have to have meaning, and they don't, because the universe is meaningless. That's what it means when we say existence is meaning. And that's the thing that annoys me about these. They like to, I'm so nihilistic and edgy, and existence is ultimately meaningless. You don't mean that. You don't really mean that. If you really meant that, you'd be logically consistent with your views. But the moment someone shows up to you and slaps you across the face, steals from you, does something absolutely wrong to you, all of a sudden you're going to start invoking the laws of immorality. You can't do that, that's wrong. Da, 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 da. I thought you said existence is meaningless. Clearly it's not. So so when people are like, we need religion because even though it's false, it serves a purpose, it keeps society intact and all these sort of things, I'm like, shut up. It's not true what you're saying. Religion can only be valuable if it's true. If it's not true, then get rid of it. Get rid of it. It serves no purpose. It's a lie. If what the Bible is saying is untrue, Jesus is not God incarnate. He's not the Messiah. He didn't rise from the dead. And it's all a big sham. It's all a big scam. Get rid of religion. Period. Like, why are we playing these games? Oh, we just need it because it benefits us. According to who? These metrics you're using are meaningless. They only make sense to people that think like you. To people that don't think like you, they don't make sense. There are plenty of people who love the sort of future you're trying to avoid when religion is gone. They love the chaos. They love the pandemonium. They want power. They want to control people. They want to subjugate people. There have been plenty of people like that in history. Why do you think communists always attack religion first? Why do you think these people always attack religion first when they're trying to get power? Because they know that if you remove religion, you remove the thing that empowers people, that keep people together, that encourages family, that encourages community, and so on and so forth. And then people become splintered because they no longer have that North Star that they can all gather under, which guides them towards a future that is true and bright. You attack religion and you strip them of all their power. That's what they always do, fam. People always say the Nazis were capitalists. It's so stupid. But anyway, let's not get into that. In Nazi Germany, one of the things that was done was when Hitler came into power, this lady was talking about how she would go to school and she'd always pray in the morning. Like that was a common practice of the school. Pray in the morning every day. When Hitler came into power, the Nazis came into the school and said, no more praying in the morning. What you're going to do is you're going to say Heil Hitler, and you're going to sing these songs about how great Germany is. None of this prayer nonsense. Every Sunday, instead of going to church, you're going to go to these youth centers when you're going to get these Nazi educations. It's propaganda, the programming, the minds of propaganda, and then they'll play sports and stuff, and they'll make the sports fun so that the kids didn't want to go to church because it's all church. I don't want to go to church, it's boring. Whereas it's like, 2 hours of Nazi education, which is probably as worse than church, and then after that, fun, sports. So it always gives you something to do besides church. And that was on purpose. You think that wasn't on purpose? That was on purpose. They did not want religion at the center of their society, because then it would actively resist, actively condemn Nazism. The two views were at odds. The Nazis were not Christians. People will say, oh look, but they practice Christianity. No, like they actively tried to stifle it. They were Christian by name for aesthetics, but if you look at what they were actually doing, that claim does not hold up under scrutiny. These people are not Christians. So that's why these communists, these socialists, always attack religion first, because it gets in the way of the whole scheme. So if I was an atheist, man, it's just, religion cannot hold. What are you talking about? We need to get rid of it. It's limiting us. Look at all these rules. Like, you just open the Bible, all just rule. It's just rules. No. God says no. You can't do that. You definitely can't do that. You can't do that. Very inconvenient book. Very inconvenient. Makes a lot of people angry. So yeah, man. I'm just so tired of this whole thing of like, let's be Christian for vibes. We don't actually believe what the Bible says, but you know, it's like it's better than atheism. It's like that. The issue with that view, you know, that's such a brittle, weak Christianity, and it does not take much to dismantle that. You know, Christ talks about how a house built on sand will fall. It will collapse. You have to build your house on a firm foundation of true, solid belief. You have to believe what you're saying. At the very least, believe what you're saying. Believe what you're saying. You can't be like, it's not true, but I'll pretend that it's true. Oh my God. It's not gonna last. The wind blows, and all of that is falling away very quickly. So yeah, sometimes I think people just over-intellectualize everything, and your intellect gets in the way of simple truths, simple reality. And it's not even you being too clever for your own good. It is you being dumb. You should know that none of this could have emerged out of nowhere. It's impossible. All of this could have just literally, it makes no sense. You are understanding me right now. How is that possible? Think about that. How are you even thinking right now? Processing these thoughts, making decisions. How is any of this possible? You know good and evil is real. How is that possible? I'm not an atheist. I believe in God. I believe in morality. I believe people like Bill Gates, when they say the earth is too many people, they're evil. You know, I watched the video. You can watch this video yourself. I'm not making this up. Bill Gates, so you can look this up afterwards. Bill Gates was at some conference and he was talking about the human population. He's like, this is the amount of humans around, I think at the time, you know, sort of around, we'll say around 8 billion. Was it 7? I can't remember when he filmed this video. Anyway, he was like, this is the amount of humans, this is the amount of things we produce, and this is the effect it has in the environment. If you want to reduce the impact of the environment, one of these numbers has to go down. And then people started laughing because they knew which number it was. It does not make sense to reduce the manufacturing and the products and whatnot, because as long as this amount of humans stays the same, that number won't actually change. Therefore, the number of emissions and that won't change. Therefore, you must logically, if you're using that very flawed logic, reduce the amount of humans, obviously. So he's like, he said, and then he said, like, there are a number of ways to do this. He said healthcare, which means what? Healthcare is not supposed to reduce life, it's supposed to Save life. Maintain life, not reduce it. So when he says healthcare, what does he mean? He means abortion. Kill the babies. So healthcare. And then he's he let his own mouth. He vomited those words out of his own mouth. I'm not making this up. I'm not making it. Go watch the video. He said this. What does he mean when he says the amount of human beings need to be reduced? And vaccines are one of the ways to do that. What does he, I was thinking long and hard. How could vaccines possibly reduce the human population without killing them? And why would you posit that as a? I was trying to think, like, where is he coming from? I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. I could not possibly come up. Is YouTube gonna? For those who don't understand what's going on, I got my video taken down last time because I was talking about the jibby jab. And YouTube does not like that. You're not allowed to talk about this thing. Not negatively, at least. It's the best thing that's ever happened to the world. And anyone who disagrees, there's a conspiracy theorist, even though there's mounting evidence that suggests that people are dying because of this thing. The percentage of deaths is increasing as more and more people start to report on this. But you can't talk about this sort of stuff, so you can't just say these words because YouTube will pick up on them. And my video got taken down, and they said if you violate this policy again, you're getting a strike. And if you get 3 strikes, we're taking down your channel. So I can't afford to get even 1 strike. So you have to be very careful. I might have to edit this because you know how YouTube is. Yeah, I might have to. Yeah, well, this is like 20 minutes. Jesse, 20 minutes, Jesse. Yeah, I have to edit the hell out of this one. Anyway, what did he mean when he said that? I don't know. I think he wants to kill people with this. And is it a coincidence that the amount of excess deaths has been very, very, very high in many parts of the year for the past few years? Like 20%, 25% excess deaths. All these side effects, myocarditis in young athletes, so on and so forth. And we're seeing these numbers get crazier and crazier. Ever since people got the jibby jab. People call it the snake bite. The snake bite. Ever since people got the jibby jab, things have been looking a bit weird in terms of excess deaths. Anyway, so there are people that think the way I was thinking just now when I was role-playing as an atheist. There are people that think like that. And they're not wrong. If from their perspective, they're not wrong. In that worldview, they're not wrong. Why shouldn't he? He's Bill Gates. He's got all this money. He's got all this power. He's got all this. Yeah, he's an IT guy. Microsoft, whatever. Like, he's not really smart outside of that. But, you know, he likes to fancy himself this genius. He is a genius in that regard, but clearly nowhere else. But anyway, why shouldn't he, if he's this evolved human with all this money, why shouldn't he decide the course of humanity? Who are you to tell him no? You're smaller than him, you're weaker than him, you should perish, and he should survive, and he should pick who gets to survive with him. And they send all these experimental drugs to Africa to experiment on the African population. That's their testing ground. That's where they send these things first. Because they don't see these people as human beings. It's just guinea pigs, animals, fodder. But I believe there's a God in heaven, and I believe these people will be judged for their sins. I do believe that. So yeah, but all of that means nothing. Is the Bible is false? Guys, like we're fucked. We're screwed. I need you to get that into your skull. I need you to get that into your head, okay? There is no morality without God. There's none of that. There's none of that. Stop it. Stop this lie. Stop this foolishness. You could be out here being Ted Bundy or Mother Teresa. Both same thing. Doesn't matter. Ted Bundy, Mother Teresa, same boats. They're all, both of them gone. Oblivion. Everything they ever did was meaningless, according to this worldview. Meaningless. Ted Bundy got caught. How many Ted Bundys actually never got caught? Huh? Why should they feel guilty? You only feel bad when you're caught, when you're that type of person doing those sorts of things. You only feel bad when you're caught. Do you know how fucking crazy that is? How scary that is? There are monsters amongst us. Don't think they're monsters. Getting away with truly evil things. And who are you to say they're evil if you don't even believe in good and evil? Why shouldn't they? They're not collapsing society. They're doing these things in secret. Who's gonna miss a few victims? When this girl here goes missing and that girl goes missing and this person gets assaulted and who cares in the grand scheme of things? They're not unraveling society when they do that. It's just a few. Like, society can survive a few victims. That'll be my logic if I'm an atheist. I'm like, I can get away with this and I can get away with this. It's like the whole thing isn't going to collapse just because. Even if it does, why should I care? I'm only here for a limited amount of time. Then I'm gone. I don't care about you. Why should I? Anyway, I think I've driven the point home. Let me pray and get out of here. You know, I like to pray at the end of all my videos just to impart peace and blessing, all that good stuff. So, dear God, thank you for this individual watching this right now. Thank you for making them whole and unique. Thank you for blessing them with, thank you for guiding them on a path towards peace, prosperity, and purpose, Lord. Thank you for blessing them with purpose. Thank you that you've blessed them with great people in their life who love them and bring the best out of them, and you're introducing new people that do the same. Thank you that you've blessed this person with a spirit of gratitude so that they can give thanks for all that they have, and through giving thanks they can find happiness and contentment and attract even more blessings. So good health, long life, and happiness over this individual and all the people they care about. In my name I pray in Jesus' name, I pray, Lord. Amen.